going on, guys? Black Scout Survival, Late Night Live. Thanks for tuning in. And in a few years, we're all going to be sitting around the campfire, and while the bandits are going around and causing chaos. This is a couple years after the invasion, and we're going to be saying, "Man, they used to call us conspiracy theorists." Anyway, so we had another non-white white supremacist come out today last night. They've been running amok lately, the non-white white supremacists. There's actually, I'm sure most of you guys have heard about this, but there was this guy here, Candula from Missouri. He flew into Washington Dulles, rented a U-Haul truck, and slowly drove them into the gates at the White House, right? And so the media are referring to him as a white supremacist after they found a Nazi flag in the vehicle. Now, this is his driver's license photo. I mean, I don't know. Are we calling everybody that does anything bad a white supremacist these days? I don't know. And then, does he look like a white guy? Not really. I've got actually a picture somewhere. Where is it at? I got his high school portrait here, just to better show you. Yeah, not really that white to me, but anyway, here's a shot of the U-Haul van, and the FBI just draped the Nazi flag out in front, for the media, obviously. So let's just put this into perspective for a moment, guys. There was a guy named Candula, right? I'm going to guess Middle Eastern descent. He rents a U-Haul truck with an empty U-Haul truck. There's nothing in there. And he had a Nazi flag, the only thing he had on board. And he randomly plowed into a White House barricade at low speed, and then immediately gave up and got arrested. And the FBI just laid this flag out for a great photo op. The FBI just really has got to start doing better, guys. Like, a few weeks ago, it was a Mexican guy with fresh Nazi tattoos. And I mean, you just got to come on. Millions of dollars of tax. I mean, millions of tax dollars the FBI has at play here at their disposal to, pretty much do whatever kind of false flags they want. I mean, they could at least get a white guy to be the white supremacist. I mean, at a very minimum, they say, Joe Biden even just said it last week at a black university, that white supremacy was the biggest threat to our nation. And the FBI can't even find one. They're having to use other nationalities. They can't even find one white guy to go pull off a false flag. That, right? They can't even get one. But it's the biggest threat to our democracy, Anyway, so, Bud Light had gotten a ton of backlash. Well, now Target is getting, they're actually holding emergency meetings over the LGBTQ merchandise in some stores to avoid the Bud Light syndrome, right? And I actually stopped by and just walked in just to see what it looked like the other day. And I was gonna take some video, but I just said, I don't even need to show you guys. It was so disgusting and disturbing. I'm gonna show you why in a moment, but disgusting and disturbing. It was right in front of the freaking store. I immediately cut a circle and left out. But if you didn't know, and like I always say, guys, this is a battle of good and evil. It really is. I've been saying this, but quite literally, Target partnered with this guy. His name is Prowlin, is what he goes by. That's not his real name, but he's a literal Satanist designer, right? And so I took a gander at this guy's Instagram. Now let's just take look at a few things. So this is one of his t-shirt designs here, trans witch, pentagram there, right? Then the other one is very, very disturbing. Let me get this one up real quick, where he just completely goes off the rocker with this Instagram post here. This is Satan respects pronouns on the banner on the shirt with the, a traditionally satanic sheep head there. Satan, and so his quote at the bottom, I'm going to quote him. Satan respects pronouns and he loves who you are. Satan accepts people of all, several, and no genders. He appreciates gender nonconformity. He loves trans and non-binary people. Hell yourself. So this is literally who Target teamed up with to push a kids collection. So not only is it pride and trans, but it's also satanic. And you know how the biggest, and I always say this, like, and I say this all the time to people, on the street or what have you. They want to, stop and talk to me and ask me, like, what is this really about? I mean, this is all biblical, guys. It's spiritual. There's no bigger piece of evidence than that the world, like we have little Satanists in a satanic items in a department store, right? Family oriented department store, and Christianity's under attack. So I mean, what more can that tell you, right? There was literally also a Canadian boy right here that was arrested for handing out Bibles. I told you guys time and time again, this is a spiritual battle against good and evil. And it's not just America, like I said before, it's global. There are a ton of pawns at play here, right? And kind of we'll go along with the drag queen thing for a moment. Did you know that we were doing drag shows at military bases funded by your tax dollars? So Matt Gaetz actually confronted General Milley and Lloyd Austin and asked why are drag queen shows still happening on military bases? Now, this is something that they both testified to under oath that they said was not happening. Well, we know the ATF just lied about the freaking pistol brace ban, right? Under oath. If I lied under oath, I wouldn't get out of jail, right? I wouldn't get out. There's dudes from January. There's grandmothers that walked through the Capitol, and stayed in the barriers. They're still locked up from January 6th. These guys are lying under oath. So Matt Gaetz wrote a letter to Austin and Milley regarding an upcoming family-friendly drag queen event at Nellis Air Force Base. Very popular Air Force Base. Some of you guys watching may be stationed there, and you can even comment on this. But scheduled for June 1st, so just in a week and a half or so. In this latest outright attack on children, this event is being advertised as having a no minimum age requirement. So we have DoD funding for quote unquote family friendly drag shows of all ages. And your tax dollars are literally paying for men to dress up as women and dance around in a sexual manner for kids. Because that's what no minimum age requirement means. Kids is what look between the lines. Kids. And the biggest thing is it wouldn't even be so. I mean, it's always in your face, number one. But why do you keep bothering children? Why do you want to be in? Every time there's an event that says no children allowed, oh, they're canceling the whole event. Like your whole focus is the children. Like you're trying to indoctrinate, and we can go even further and think some other things, right? Which Jeffrey Epstein type stuff. I mean, it's there. There's evidence. I mean, there's people popping up, politicians right and left. Bill Gates is popping up as far as now on the scene about being with a young bridge player, right? But echoing, and so this is coming straight from the top, though, guys, of DoD. So we talk about our military, and some guys get offended. I get it. I was in the military too, guys. I did. I love the country, and I drank the Kool-Aid. I'd have loved to die glorious battle for the country. I drank the Kool-Aid. I believed it. But the thing is this, is that you got to have some coffee sometimes and wake up from it. You have the top DoD officials signing off on tax-funded drag shows at military bases. Like, when are we going to worry about war fighting? I thought, that's what you join the military for, war fighting. Regardless if you're special operations, your infantry, your support elements, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, war fighting is what you do, right? Yeah, you got to go PT sometimes. You got to go to the field sometimes, but war fighting is what the when you tell somebody military, war fighting is what comes to mind, right? So, echoing last night's video, and I do encourage you, if you did not watch last night's video, to go watch it. Okay, I've gotten tremendous amount of support today, and thank you guys for that. So much people saying it was my best video ever. And I have to disagree with you. The $10,000 or $12,000 that cost me to make the night vision video, or no, I think it was like 15,000. That was the best video. It's the most expensive, but because the camera was like $8,000, I mean, but many people are emailing me today, messaging me. It was the best video ever made. My friends calling me up. People like I actually know in real life calling me up. Best video I've ever seen, man. So if you didn't watch the Dakota Meyer video, I definitely recommend you to go watch it. There's a lot of stuff I discuss in there, and it's really going to let you know how I feel about things. Like if you want to know how I personally feel about a lot of things, you're going to hear it in that video, right? So definitely go watch it. But echoing that last night, we have like Dakota Meyer here, honored to stand in a room with such an incredible human being with General Milley here, right? But and I talked about it in the video last night, like what I currently serve in the military. No, you hadn't missed the EMP talk yet, Candace. We haven't got to it. I'm saving the more serious stuff for the end. I mean, we're about to get to it in just a moment. Let me finish up this. But people ask me, would I join the military now? Not a chance. Not a chance. And to be honest with you, if I was in the military currently, and I'm not saying any of you guys currently I didn't do what I do. I'm my own person. But I'd probably be put in the brig. I mean, I'd probably be serving time right now. I'd be getting kicked out. It's just how it would be. I couldn't be part of it. This is coming from top-ranking leadership. I wouldn't put up with the propaganda. I wouldn't sit in the classroom and hear that because I'm white, I'm bad. I just wouldn't do it. I couldn't deal with it. Right? The division, the racial division, or sexual orientation being pushed in my face. I don't want to hear who you have sex with. I don't care about that. Right? We're a team. We're all the same. In the Marine Corps, we used to say we're all green. Those days are gone though. And we're in weaker form. And that's why we're transitioning into the more serious talk here. Okay, so we're in a weaker form. We know this. Everybody knows this. You know this. I know this. So you think Xi Jinping doesn't know it? You think North Korea doesn't know it? So, and I'm bringing North Korea up for a good reason. But this is alarming, and people are blowing it off. People aren't paying attention. But we're gonna break this down for you, and you need to digest this. Maybe get out a notepad. Sorry, no, we don't want a city card. Anyway, senators issue. I know some of you probably seen it, but let's hear my take on it. Okay, because you just read the headlines. A lot of people just read headlines and they go along with it. Let's get into the nitty gritty of some things that's said in this article. This is from May 21. Senators issue satellite phones, offer demonstrations for upgraded security devices. So this news just came out. Senators are issued satellite phones, okay, encrypted, right? And so the article goes on to say that amid growing concerns of security risks to members of Congress, more than 50 senators have been issued satellite phones for emergency communication. Now, I would guarantee you those were probably Democrats because they offered apparently 100, but only 50 have accepted the phones. So I'm going to guess Democrats. And it's probably the ploy. Let's just be honest. Republicans are white supremacists. They don't want to give them the phones by their ideologies. But so this was leaked to CBS, right? And I guarantee you right now they're rolling around up there in Washington like, who the hell let this out? They're more pissed off about this than the Roe v. Wade leak. You don't even know who leaked Roe v. Wade. They're going to find out who leaked this, and they're going to burn them at the stake. The devices are part of a series of new security measures being offered to senators by the Senate Sergeant at Arms, who took over shortly after the assault on January 6th Capitol. So you know they had to throw that in there. Any chance they get to bring this up, right? You see it right here. Let me highlight it. Boom. So the satellite phone technology has been offered to all 100 senators, like I said. CBS News has learned that only 50 have accepted, which Senate administrative staff recommend senators keep close proximity during their travels. In testimony before the Senate Appropriations Committee last month, the Senate Sergeant of Arms, Karen Gibson, said satellite communication is being deployed, quote, to ensure redundant and secure means of communication during a disruptive event. What are we talking about? A disruptive event? A disruptive event. What does that mean? Why didn't y'all hand them out before? Were you not expecting a disruptive event until now? Why is it happening now? That's the question. See, these are the questions that differentiate me from a lot of other guys. Is because I want to know the logic behind things. Like, it doesn't make sense. You're just now doing it. There was never an issue before. So the next thing is that Gibson says, I mean, you going back to why it's happening now, because I said, like, we started Xi Jinping, we got Putin ticked off, our allies are ticked off at us. Everybody in the world's pretty much mad at us. They got BRICS moving up. North Korea is ready to do something. Gibson said that the phones are a security backstop in case of an emergency that takes out, quote unquote, communications in part of America. Takes out communicate. What does that? EMP. Federal funding will pay for these satellite phones. Airtime needed to utilize these devices. So your tax dollars are paying to ensure these senators can, in a time a disruptive event, in a time that communications go down, that they can still communicate on a local and national, security measures. And we're going to get that in a second. But what other thing would take out a comms? Freaking EMP. Department of Homeland Security advisory said satellite phones are a tool for responding and coordinating government services in the case of a man-made, quote unquote, man-made, as they said, or natural disaster that wipes out communication. What is man-made that wipes out? EMP. They don't want to say it. EMP. Gibson says she also opened up an office of demonstration space, quote unquote, in the basement of the Russell Senate office building to offer senators and staff an exhibition on new home states office security upgrades. The demonstration room offers exhibitions of duress buttons, mail screening devices, safety glass to reduce the risk of attacks. So essentially, we have two things here at play. Man-made event, like an EMP. The other thing is safe rooms for themselves. So to hell with the American public, they're going to keep you in the dark. So they're making all these preparations for something that they know is probable at this moment. They think something's going to. You would not spend the money for it if you didn't think it was going to not happen, right? I'm not going to go buy a life jacket if I'm not getting anywhere near water. Well, you might need a life jacket in case you don't drown. Well, I'm never getting near water, so why would I need a life jacket? You know what I'm saying? They're doing this for a specific reason. They have intel, right? So it's just like the office buildings that were empty on 9/11. I mean, come on. Senate administrators were also offered a stop the bleed training to better equip staffers for medical emergencies during an attack. Why would you need to know how to stop bleeding in an attack? Is it imminent? Why didn't you learn about it before? Why now? In April, the House Sergeant at Arms told legislators there's a robust participation in the program to help House members secure their home residences. Okay, so not only make a bunker inside the building, but how to secure their houses. So screw you, American public. We're not going to tell you anything. Just go ahead and keep watching the NFL. Drink your lattes, shop at Target. Everything's going to be fine. Meanwhile, they're safeguarding themselves. They're getting training, comms devices for grid down scenario. It gets better. It gets better. This is the part. This is the real part that everybody I've seen miss right here. So they're going to got a program to secure their home residence. right? This is a program that your tax dollars are going to pay to help secure their home. So probably build a safe room or bunker within their home residence. McFarland said that the House administrators are coordinating with local police departments to help protect members of Congress who hold events in their home states or help better secure their homes and members of their homes. So now we not only have all these other things, but now they have their own armed security. They have essentially their own team of soldiers to protect them. And let's just step off this article. We'll come back to this in a moment. But let's look at two others. North Korea obtained EMP weapons from Russia. And this article is from 2013. So how much have they improved their technology? How much has Kim Jong-un improved the technology in 10 years? Right? But the other thing that you notice that nobody talks about the balloon anymore, right? You don't even hear about it. You hadn't heard anything about it. Well, Forbes did an article recently protecting America's power grid from EMP attack. Why is Forbes, a financial magazine, talking about protecting from EMP attack recently? And in this article, it talks about that the spy balloon could have been a detection device to know exactly where strategically to hit with EMP. Everybody's like, no, the balloon is just a smoke screen. Just look over here. It's a psyop. They didn't send a freaking balloon over here for no reason. It was here for a reason. And now it makes even more sense that they used it to locate the most specific places to hit with EMPs, right? To cause the most damage. They have spy satellites. They can take pictures. This wasn't a picture taking balloon. Come on, they can freaking. You ever seen Google Earth? Had to be something much more advanced, right? But again, they don't care about you. It's them first. Us peasants, we're last. We won't hear about it after it happens, right? They'll have armed protection that will respond. They want your guns because they're bad for safety. Meanwhile, Chinese invade, you have no firearm now, right? And I'm not saying China's going to invade. They could, but it's possible. I don't think they would even need to be honest with you. After you cut comms and everything else, the country is going to degrade down to nothing within 48 to 72 hours. So going back to the article real quick. The senators had a spending bill put in place in 2022 to provide additional funds for hometown security measures, right? So we're talking about the homes to secure their homes at the end of 2022. So just few months back. And also to broaden the ability of Capitol Police protection to cities outside of Washington, D.C., so they can be deployed. So now we have the ability to deploy Capitol Police all across the country to protect these congressmen, right? So let's just we'll get back to that in a second. But let me show you another thing first. Why Americans that watch the news hate you. Let me show you why they hate you real quick. Newsweek did a spin of the same article. Emergency satellite phones issued to senators fueled conspiracy claims, right? Anytime I see an article that is trying to diminish news, that's whenever I look even harder. That's when I look even harder. So how are these conspiracies when you're literally handing out encrypted satellite phones, building security bunkers, deploying a security protection force to senators' homes, survival training, right? Tell me, how else would you take it? So they're saying it's a false flag, conspiracy claim, social media. Um, they talk about nothing to see here, just saying they're using other people's like stuff off Reddit and stuff, and many worried about the cyber attack, breaking news. What are they hiding? So you see how they're trying to diminish this. You notice in history since 2020, since the news became a propaganda arm of the Democrat Party, you've seen these type of articles pop up, and every time they do, what happens 6 months later? They turn out the conspiracies wound up being true, right? Explosive, 60,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate, a chemical using explosives, just vanished into thin air and created sat phones. Oh man, I just went that way. Then they just pull a Nazi flag out from a U-Haul, right? So you see what they're doing here. You see what they're doing. They're trying to make you seem like you're an idiot, to question the narrative, that you're fed. You're a conspiracy theorist, white supremacist, racist, homophobe. That's how it goes, right? But the fact is, how else would you take it? And they will. The fact is, they'll keep you in the dark until it's too late, right? They hate the fact that it's got leaked to the press. But my advice on these things is to get your house in order. I say that all the time, right? Been saying it for years. When cell towers go out, you literally got 40 hours probably before there's complete anarchy in the streets, right? People have maybe 2 days worth of food on their shelves. And so what's going to happen? The stores are going to get ransacked immediately. There's going to be no food, right? There's a saying that we're what 9 meals away from chaos, right? And it may be good to look at your own comm system satellite phones for yourself. I'll put a bunch of links below in the description for that, so you can go check out some satellite phones. Now they're pricey, but they are a good tool to have. And I'll put a link to a few models. If you can't afford that, or along with that, in tandem, join our tribe. Get a network together, plan, prepare, and share. People take advantage of it. People ask me, and they continue to ask me. I don't know why you continue to ask me something I've already done, but they say, "Can you get people organized? You got a big channel." I try to. I try to. I can't lead you to water. I can only lead you to water. I can't make you drink, right? The tribe is what you make it. And so I put the tribe together the way to network with like-minded people, so you can plan, prepare, share, all these sort of things. So you can have someone you can trust in a grid down scenario. We have people in all 50 states and worldwide. So if you're across the pond, we have people there too, right? And you don't have to be all in the midst of the chatter, because a lot of guys are on there talking all day. You don't even have to do that. Link up with your state group, get to know people, plan, prepare, and share. I'm using my platform to help network, to unite people. That's it. People asked me to do it, and that's what I did. And this isn't a thing that I'm your leader. This is, you're responsible for doing it for yourself. I'm just the bridge to your network. That's it. Trying to do what I can to help that happen, right? Obviously EMP stuff, especially if you have electronics, you have night vision, you have optics on your rifle and things. I mean, they're going to be gone, right? So you need to have EMP stuff. I'll put links to EMP bag. There's just one I really like that's like a gym bag that I got. I'll put that one on there as well. You want to have something with some that you can store some stuff in, right? And you can put all your pertinent things in there, like things that you don't use maybe on a daily basis, like your phone. But thing you would need for the modern Minutemen, what you need are radios, sat phones, things like that. Obviously, if you get a sat phone, you're in the tribe, you can share your sat comms with those folks in the tribe as well. But don't wait. I mean, they're taking plan. When you see Congress using your tax dollars to make their houses more secure, essentially set up a quick deploying security force, getting medical training and all these things. They know something. They're not just doing it. The last thing they want to do is this type of stuff, really. They're worried about making money, right? They're getting stock options, they're, getting paid, bribed, all these sort of things. They're probably having wild stuff that they do behind the scenes, like the parties they go to and worship satanic figures, all these sort of things. They're not worried, like they're not into survival, they're not into preparedness. This isn't their so by there's no better reason. If you see people that have no interest in it doing it, they know something's happening or about to happen. And we see the world the way it's going. It's not going to get better. I think everybody thinks, oh man, just as long as we ride out to 2024 and a new president comes in, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. Has it changed yet? It hasn't. Right? If anything, it's only gotten worse. So I would definitely recommend that. Also, the pack knife that I mentioned the other night is now in stock. People need a fixed blade knife. Everybody needs a fixed blade knife, but I want to make an affordable one. We sell very expensive one. I want to make an affordable one. This is similar to a very famous Swedish brand, right? But this is our model, our take on it. It has a stone washed blade here, so it's not shiny out in the woods. I mean, obviously it is because I got a freaking light here. That's why I'm sweating all the time, cooking. I just put this shirt on. I'm cooking with this light. So, the blade is not reflective for obviously if you have to go be sneaky in the woods. And then a military loam handle, tan here, lanyard hole, comes with injection molded sheath with a belt loop. You can rig it on. There's rig holes here as well. There's also a drain hole in case you use this around or in water. But great retention. It's not going to come out, but they're reasonably affordable. That's what we wanted to make. So you could buy some, throw in your vehicle, your bug out bag, your purse, maybe your school, your kids. Don't take it to school, but you know what I mean. Have it in a car or whatever. College is what I mean. Not don't let them carry to elementary school. Anyway, but I wanted to make an affordable option. Great knife. I love it. I love it. It's freaking awesome. But it'll, I mean, this blade will do most everything you need it to do. And it's very sharp. I wish I had a piece of paper. I showed the other night on the video. It slices like butter, but very good, very ergonomic. Has a rubberized grip here. The green is rubberized, so it's not going to slip. And you can use it for, I mean, if need be, it can be a fighting blade too. So, if you need it to be, it'll be whatever you need it to be. So those are on site now. So go pick those up. And I would encourage you to do it because any gear that we sell that is affordable goes out like this, and no telling if we bring it back or how long it will take to get it back. So go grab it. But anyway, I'll put links to all those stuff below. I'd be curious to know your thoughts. And I noticed a lot of people talking about the sat phone thing, but they never went into detail about all the other things. Right? The satellite phone is worrisome, but all the other things that they're taking, all the other measures they're taking with your tax dollars to be prepared should be an alarm bell for you. Okay, something is coming, and they're not going to tell you about it like they never do. Push through. Thank you, Kathy Urban. Yes, they are going after our children, no doubt. Mike, thank you. Please hit the like button. That's right. Sergeant Savage says he wouldn't join the military right now and wouldn't advocate for anyone else. That's right. And JJ Garrett, so where do we go? An island won't support 10 million preppers. Well, that's why you need to get a network with people. Join our tribe. Link to join the tribe is below in the description, and I'll put all the other pertinent links below for sat phones, the EMP bag that I like, and the pack knife. Anyhow, guys, please go leave some comments. Help me boost the algorithm. Hit the like button, and let me know your thoughts on all these things. I'd like to know. I mean, because a lot of you guys have a lot of great insight on these things. You may even, have better ideas than what I'm telling you. So anyway, guys, thanks, and remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.